Are you there? It's Johnny, guys. Checking the microphone. Microphone's good. Let's get the microphone closer. How are you doing? All right? Are you surviving? Holy cow! What a week. Okay, guys. Well, here we go. I was going to do this with my birth chart, but why clutter the podcast any more than it is already? I'm going to try to keep it simple and straightforward and quick to the point. Okay, so you could follow and you could do your own charts and what have you. Okay, so we're talking about Jasper. I have cast a chart for when it became, because there's two significant dates, when it became an incorporated improvement district, and then when it became a specialized municipality. Okay, and I tell you, it's definitely specialized now. So what we have going on here is what? I'm going to show you some highlights of the week unfolding, right? Just because we have to look at the timeline of things. I have several tabs here. I have this initial tab right here on the 22nd, talking about the 22nd and how the town was evacuated. All right, here we are. And supposedly it was the South Fire, south side of the fire. So the south side of the town fire, which is the one to blame, right? You can see how things are here. But let's look at this. I've also done a selection of charts. And the last chart I casted was for the 25th, July 25th, which is 3 days, guys. This is 3 days. Okay? And this will go into what kind of a structural update there is, especially with the damage, that has happened due to the fires, right? So this right here gives us basically the layout of the town, the mountain ranges, the two fires right here. Okay, you can see that the mutual aid assistance status. Okay, here we are. Okay, so we're gonna pull this down, and I have the charts here. Now on the right here, we have July 20th, 2001. And this is when the town became, at 12 a.m. Look at that. I was actually in shock when I actually saw this. I will zoom this chart up for us to look at. I'll bring it front and center so we can take note of the aspects that are of importance, right? First off, July 20th is the birthday for Jasper when it became a specialized municipality, okay? At midnight, I can't even believe this, we have 0000 Aries. This is July 20th, guys. This is Friday. It's in the Neptune and Venus day. And here we have the first house, with Aries on the ascendant of this first house, and it's ruled by there. It's an amazing overlap here. We have unequal houses. You can see this right here. This is the character trait of the house of the chart, right? You see a very tight fourth house, but we see Jupiter right here in Cancer. And then we also have to look at Saturn here and Venus here at 16 degrees, and then we have Juno at 27 degrees. Okay, and look at this Vista thing, 26 degrees Taurus. These are all important aspects to look at because of how well they will match right up. I haven't even done that much of a rehearsal on this. I just was so certain about this. Now, this is the time point, according to our news articles online, this is the time point when the fire was reported, when they first reported that they had spotted the fire. Okay? So right off the bat, we have to look for what we want to look at. We see that Mars and Mars and Pluto will be right there ruling the chart. We have a moon in Aquarius, which is, as I said, the moon in Aquarius at 20 degrees, right? Holy cow, right? We have this here, and it's, it's crossing over the third decan of Aquarius. So we have Aquarius for the first decan, and our Pluto is, and this is third house. It's communications, right? And look at this fourth house, and look at this fourth house occupancy too, because we have Saturn and Neptune there as well, right? And this is the house of the moon, the house of the home. So what we have going on here is, it's very simple, right? We come over here and we look at Uranus, and we look at Pluto, because Pluto's an important player, right? It's the third house, right? Communications, it's a Mercury house, right? And then, I mean, this is the time. And look at this. We have this 13 degree of Scorpio, right? This is absolutely crazy. And 13 degree Taurus, it's a water, earth time, right? So what can we start putting together here? Well, first off, I'm going to be right close to it. We have this Uranus guy at 26 degrees 34 minutes. Okay. We have Pallas Athena in a waxing opposition with Uranus. But look at this Uranus, okay? 26 degrees, 34 minutes. When we go to 26 degrees, look at Vista. Uranus is just crossing over Jasper's Vista, okay? But look at this 26 degrees Uranus. Uranus is sextile the sun of Jasper, right? Look at this Uranus thing. And then what we have here for the wildfire, we have Mars at 1 degree Gemini. And we go to this Gemini house, we see that Mars is coming in on Jasper's Saturn, right? And Mars will keep on moving, right? Mars will keep on moving over this Saturn. Now, what's Jupiter doing, right? Because the speed of the storm, the firestorm is Jupiter, right? Jupiter is the second warmest planet in our, and he is. I mean, they said it was incredible winds, right? The winds blew the fire was absolutely moving because of the winds. So we have Jupiter at 12 degrees Gemini. So we go there and look what has happened, folks. Look what has happened here. For this chart of the wildfire, Jupiter's at 12 degrees 42 minutes Gemini, and Saturn is in Jasper's chart. Saturn, the planet of structures, it's in the house of Venus. And here we go. Here's Jupiter. He is laid judgment on this Saturn, right? Because Jupiter's the judge, right? Jupiter is the magistrate. Jupiter is the firestorm, Jupiter is the speed and the velocity of the wind, right? And the fire, right? Remember, Jupiter is a fire planet, and Jupiter is in Gemini. He is far from home. He's in his partnership sign of Mercury, right? And look where this 12 degrees marks of Sagittarius. We got the Sagittarius on the cusp of this. We have 12 degrees Sagittarius on the cusp. It's the second house cusp, right? Look at this. And then when we come over here and we find Pluto, look at this Pluto. Jasper's Pluto is at 12 degrees, and it's in retrograde. And then we have the 15. We have Mars there as well, right? Look at this. This is absolutely crazy how this works out with this second house cusp and their series. Yeah, it's quite interesting, guys, when you look at this, how these two charts connect, and to understand that Jasper's birthday is the 20th of Jasper's birthday is the 20th of July 2001, and the fire started 2 days after Jasper's birthday. 2 days, July 22nd. Aren't I just a sleuth? You look at Jasper's. When you look at Jasper's head of the dragon and tail of the dragon, it's at 6 degrees Capricorn, and the tail of the dragon will be in a waxing square with that tail of the dragon for Jasper. That south node. You can see him right here. I haven't had anything to drink tonight. That was what I do have one kokanee out here. I do have one kokanee here to help keep me chilled after I finish my bone broth. But look at this. Here we go. Look at this. He's got a Neptune. Jasper's got a Neptune. But look at this. Jasper's Neptune, or Jasper's Uranus. 23 degrees 51 minutes. Right. Look at the charts here, guys. The moon is just on its approach. I mean, when we page through these, when we page through these charts here, here's the initial evacuation, and where is the moon? The moon is at Aquarius, 24 degrees, right? The moon is at Aquarius at 24 degrees, and that moon in Aquarius is absolutely conjunct Jasper's moon. As I said before, when the initial evacuation alert happened, basically when that initial evacuation alert happened, the moon was in a completely different spot, right? It was just at 23 degrees. This is the actual evacuation. I don't have all the charts up that I have from the last podcast. This is just like a follow-up and icing on the cake kind of podcast to see how interlocking the Father is, right? Let me open that beer up, okay? I mean, cool me down here. I mean, I don't think I had a beer last night. Okay, now here we go. I might have had one. And it's been 24 hours, right? So, giving a little bit of rest. But here we go. I'm going to show you this. It's crazy, guys. It's absolutely insane how much the Father is absolutely here with us with these charts. When you see how closely these charts are interlocked. So this is the actual evacuation, and then when you look at how it connects to the chart for Jasper, we look where Pluto is. Pluto is on Aquarius, and Aquarius is disruption, right? Aquarius is I mean, when the Sun is in Leo, the Earth is in Aquarius. Plus, most importantly, we have to watch these days of the week here, right? We have walked away from the days of the week. We have walked away from them, and we will look at how the days of the week are playing out, because on the 22nd, it's a moon day. It's a Monday, right? And the moon is the player, right? The moon's in Aquarius, and when the moon is in Aquarius, but most importantly, when the Sun is in Leo, the Earth is also in Aquarius. So think about the Sun and Pluto and the Earth being in alignment for this date on the moon, right? The moon rules our minds, right? And look how closely this works with the chart for Jasper, because Jasper has this Uranus at Aquarius at 23 degrees 51 minutes. It wants to be 24 degrees, but the fact of the matter is, when the initial alert that was made, it happened when Uranus was in this 23 degree mark. So we move forward here. This is at 6:40 p.m. on the 24th. Things have moved, okay? Things have moved. And we're going to look at, this is the Jasper this is when the wildfire met the borders of the town, okay? It's at 6:40 p.m. This is the time that was reported. We're going to look at that moon timing, all right? The moon timing is now at 19 degrees Pisces, okay? 19 degrees Pisces. It's made landfall, or border fall on the town. So we go for that 19 degrees Pisces, and look at this, guys. Would you look at this? The town of Jasper has a moon of 19 degrees Cancer. So that's a perfect trine. The moon, it's 19 degrees 36 minutes. Here we are in Cancer. The moon's there, 19 degrees 35 minutes. Look at that. Would you actually look at it? It's 1 minute out. Mm-hmm. And here's the sun. The sun here at 27 degrees. And look where Neptune is right now at 29 degrees. I mean the Neptune is trine as well. I mean, the trine is within 2 degrees, right? It's absolutely insane. It's not, and if I say it's insane, that's the Uranus thing. And look at Jasper. Look at Uranus, is in the 12th house of Neptune, right? And we have a Neptune transiting. You know, it's a transiting trine, right? What do we have in the house of what do we have in the house of Cancer? What do we have in the house of Cancer? We have nothing in the house of Cancer, but this right here, when you look at the two charts for the landfall, 11 degrees Scorpio, okay? 11 degrees is Pluto and Mars, okay? So we go to 11 degrees Scorpio on the chart, okay? Where do we go? We go right here. Look at this. 11 degrees Scorpio would be right up in here. That's where the ascendant is. Look at the Palestina. They had Jasper's getting ready to have a Pallas Athena return. It's only 7 degrees out. Okay? It's crazy, isn't it? How accurate it is. And look at where Jupiter is. Jupiter is at 13 degrees Gemini, 13 degrees 5 minutes. That would be opposed, 13 degrees, that would be opposed Jasper's Pluto and Mars. Okay? Ninth house, I mean, here we got, is a Jupiter. Pluto and Mars is in a Jupiter house and a Jupiter sign. And there's Chiron as well at that 23 degree mark. Chiron would actually trine the moment that they made the first evacuation alert on Monday. And this is this right here, the landfall. If this was Monday, this would actually happen on Wednesday. Tuesday would be Mars. Wednesday is ruled by Mercury. And what we have, Mercury's at 29 degrees, Leo, and Mercury would be basically in conjunct with, the Mercury would actually be in conjunct with Neptune. But if you look at 29 degrees Leo on Jasper's chart, that would be semi-sextile to the sun. It's in that Leo, right? That Mercury's in that, it's moving into that Virgo. It's moving into that 6th house of crisis, right? It's kind of crazy, guys. I mean, you look at this 24 degrees of Virgo for Juno, and that is going to be, you know, when you look at 24 degrees of Juno at Virgo, and that 24 degree mark, you know, you got that sun sextile, but then again, you got a trine happening with Vesta. It's crazy, right? But that Virgo would be an inconjunct. At 24 degrees, Virgo would be an inconjunct with the. Look at it. It's 1 degree out. It's 1 degree out. The town's Uranus is at 23 degrees 51 minutes. If Juno was at 24 degrees, it would be in opposition, right? But it's an inconjunct and it's only a degree out. Pretty amazing, eh? So, what are we looking for now? Here's the personnel. This is the next chart right here. Jasper Wildland personnel back. This is at 8 p.m. This is when they pulled out the people that didn't have the proper equipment to stay there and fight the hard fight while the fire made its way through Jasper, okay? So what we have here is we have that 25 degree mark of Scorpio on the ascendant. And that's going to be trine the sun of Jasper, right? Then you get Mars right here, 2 degrees Gemini, 2 degrees Gemini, right? For the Mars and Gemini, 2 degrees. So you can see that is right down here in that second house of Jasper, right? Here's Saturn right here, what have you. And then, but most importantly, we have to look at this. We have to look how the Jupiter is meeting up with that Saturn, right? Jupiter is definitely meeting up with that Saturn, you know. And then we got the 16 degree mark. And look at this 16 degree mark of Gemini. Venus is going to be sextile. I mean, look at this. How perfectly is this? Here we are Jasper right here. And look how perfect Venus is sextile. Venus is actually, I think it's conjunct my series, my natal chart series, but here we are. Venus and Vesta are hanging out together. And what are they doing? They're being in sextile with, it, you know, with the natal Venus. And it's a wind. This is a fire element, right? I mean, this is a Western astrology here. It's not Vedic, right? And for some reason, you know, it's working, right? I mean, I don't know which chart casting system you work on, but I mean, this is a fire and wind kind of time, right? We're talking about looking at the elements, wind and fire. And here we have these key players here. You know, we have all these key players happening. We have a town that has fire on the ascendant and then air on the descendant. Okay? Now, let's look at this. Here is Jasper lost his report, right? Within 2 hours, the fire was moving so fast, guys. The fire was absolutely moving so fast. Because this is when the evac happened, right? According to officials, the evac of the wildland personnel happened at 8 p.m. The fire had already, within 2 hours, the fire was moving at such a rate, they had already assessed how many that there would be that are significant losses at hand already within 2 hours. That's how fast the fire was blowing, you know? It's absolute insanity how fast that fire was going, because within 2 hours, right? And look at this horizon, right? We have Jupiter and Mars in the 6th house of crisis. There's Gemini. Here's Gemini on the ascendant, right? Remember, I'm a Gemini ascendant at 2 degrees. And Mars right now is on, you know, my grandmother, to be quite honest with you, my grandmother was born at 2 degrees, 52 minutes Gemini. I am born at 1 degree, 55 minutes Gemini, right? That's where I'm at. That's where that Mars is. I'm talking to you right now. I'm working my slate here. Now we got Jupiter on the ascendant, ruling the chart. We have Juno in the 9th house. We have this south node, the dragon's tail, moving through the house of Jupiter. And remember, through all of this, we got this, as I said before, we have this waxing square with Jupiter, right? Saturn's having this waxing square with Jupiter. Jupiter's at 13 degrees Gemini, which would be what? 13 degrees Gemini would be right in here, just in between Saturn and Venus of Jasper. That's where Jupiter is, and it's opposed. And this Jupiter here, you know, right here. Where is he? He's right there, 13 degrees Gemini, and he's opposed that Pluto, because that Pluto is 12 degrees 50 minutes. It wants to be 13, and then it's opposed that Mars. They had to evacuate, right? They had to use their cars. How many cars were burned up, right? Man, we're in a firehouse. They got lots of fire in this chart for Jasper. And it's a Jupiter house, right? It's Jupiter, the storm, opposed Jasper's Pluto and Mars. You know, it's crazy. When I say it's crazy, we have to look at Uranus in the 12th house. We have to look at, Uranus in the 12th house, 23 degrees. What's happening? 23 degrees. Pluto, or the moon, is semi-sextile. The moon is already semi-sextile in the Pisces, Semi-sextile. Moon semi-sextile at Uranus, right? 21 degrees, 37 minutes. I'm not even kidding about it, am I? So, next chart. Jasper structural damages update. Okay, this is the chart for today. And here we are. The sun is at 3 degrees 20 minutes. As I said, during this time period, when you look at this on the 24th, look, I'm telling you this right now. On the 24th, the sun was at 2. On the 24th at 10 p.m., the sun's doing what? I was born at what? I was born 2 degrees 34 minutes Leo. That's when I was born, right? And this is like the exact time right here. This is my solar return, right? My new solar year is on its way, and here we are today at June 25th. July 25th, 4:38 p.m. We have 21 degrees of Libra. Structural damages, okay? Libra is the structure, right? It's the Venus. The damages to the structure would be probably Pluto, right? The setback. That would be Saturn. Setbacks are ruled by Saturn, right? Damages. But look at this. 21 degrees Libra, right? When we go in here, it's cardinal signs, guys. Aries, Libra. This ascendant right here would be inside the 7th house of Jasper. Okay. Let me move this over so you can see the time and everything. But this is absolutely amazing how this works. You can really see things moving. How much the sun has moved, right? Because the sun, as we said before, the solar return for Jasper had just happened, right? A few days ago. This is Jasper's new year, like it is my new year. Because Jasper's birthday is like 6 days before mine, right? Yeah, Jasper's birthday is exactly 6 days before mine. And look at this, guys. Look what's happening here, eh? Look at the structural damage update, right? We got an 8th house, and we have a Palestine in the 2nd house of Venus. We have this 8th house of Pluto and Mars, and we have a full thing. We have this Uranus, the wrecking ball, Mars, the head of the hammer, and then Jupiter, the motion of the fire, right? The wind blowing the fire. And then here we have the sun. The officials that run the park. This is the 10th house. Look at this. Saturn and Venus. Where are they in the chart? Saturn's in the house of the sun. Okay? Neptune's in the house of the sun. Where is Venus? Venus is in the house of Saturn. We have Vista, and we have all this Leo. All these Leo planets in this house of Capricorn, in this 10th house, with a Cancer overlap. The moon, right? The home. We have the home overlap, because that's what they're doing. Talking about just imagine it, right? Jasper is like a sister town to Banff, and what makes these places work is our hospitality, right? That's the structure of our municipalities, is a hospitality, right? Hospitality. So here we have all this Leo activity. And what is the sun doing, right? The sun is absolutely trine the moon. Look at this. It's perfect. The sun is absolutely trine the moon. It's only 2 degrees out. At the time of this announcement, the moon rules the home, right? 2 degrees Aries, 51 minutes. So when we look at Jasper, the moon would be right here, right? The moon would be right here. It's that simple, guys. I wanted it to be completely to the point. The fires are not, according to what we are, according to the news that we're getting, you know, they can't really censor this too much. I mean, the fire is the fire. I mean, we're humbled by it, right? Hopefully we will build our municipalities smarter. Because, I mean, do we want to rebuild Jasper? How will we learn from this? I mean, this is the question. You know, it's Aries. It's a cardinal time, right? And here, what we have seen humanity narrowly escaping death, right? Which is Pluto and Aquarius, sign of disruption. I hope these charts and how your natal chart fits to them makes you more in tune with the solar father that sheds light in this soul and keeps me alive for this podcast to share with you. Hope I haven't gone at this too fast, guys. I hope the Father's with you, and I'll see you soon. All the best to you. Cheers.